加速します。Okay. Okay, I'm sure. Yeah, okay. I think the mic should definitely be working fine, probably. Most of the time, you guys will just have to be the ones to tell me if there's any issues. But at least based on OBS, it seems like it's fine, so yeah. My god, we just started the stream, but I already feel like sneezing for some reason. Is it like allergies acting up again? Anyways, it should be hopefully fine. I think I'm almost done building Lauma anyways. Although, oh right, I forgot about this one. Wait, let's see if I can actually craft her weapon. It's always a troublesome thing, like, because it's kind of hard to figure out like how many of a lot of things you need. Okay, unfortunately we didn't get any extra materials from that. Okay, maybe if it's 5. Okay, at least we can upgrade it once, so not too bad. Oh yeah, welcome to the stream, Coravine! Oh my god, thank you so much for joining today's stream! Yeah, it's always a little bit slow at the beginning though, because like I'm just waiting for people to come in. But yeah, I'm so excited already to continue with like the Not Cry story. This is the new character for this patch. It's Lauma. She's very pretty. She has like the horns and all that. But yeah, her animations are like so cool now. Look at that. She's floating in air. She can actually run. She actually has a special sprint. Oh, it's like super majestic and all that. Except this is one of those things that definitely, yeah, I know her horns are so huge for sure. But she definitely works very well in Nodcry though. I think the really nice thing about the new patch is that pretty much when you're using specific characters, like different animals and different characters will treat you differently. Oh my god, I heard a pizza redeem. Did anyone use that? Oh yeah, look at the stream Dragon Jinwei. Hey, I actually, oh my god, I finally implemented like a daily check. Well, not really daily because technically I don't stream daily, but like one of those like check-in redeems kind of thing. So I don't know. I feel like I might consider like giving some kind of reward. Oh, so that's so many pizzas at once. If my stream breaks again because of all the pizzas, I'm gonna be so annoyed. But yeah. Wait, I always end up getting lost here though. Although I think if it has to be in more specific areas, but like if you're dealing with animals, I think even animals will just kind of like greet you or something like that. It's pretty nice. But yeah, wait, did the check-in thing work properly? Oh, actually. Oh no, did I not do it? Wait, I was like doing wait, there was supposed to be some kind of like inventory kind of thing to work. Okay, where's that? Channel points? Add command to existing reward. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think something like that. Wait, this was the reward. First, yeah. Nope. Wait, there's so many things that are this is one of those tricky things when it comes to like adding new stuff to like mix. I ended up downloading Mix It Up because I wanted to see if I could like do different things. So I was like watching this tutorial about how you could do like check-ins and all that. So I was thinking like maybe if you guys have like enough check-in times or whatever, like you could claim some kind of reward. I haven't really decided on the specific reward yet. So there is that. Okay, maybe I'll just fix it next time because I think it's probably not a good idea to like do all of this on stream. But like, yeah, hopefully I will just remember like the first that you had for today. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, basically something like that. Yeah, the check-in thing. So hopefully, if that could be like a consistent thing, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So some characters and some animals just like are a little bit nicer to Llama. I think animals especially might actually give stuff to Llama, or like they won't really like run away from her. Look at that, they're so cute. And they'll actually heal your party as well if you have Llama, so that's like a nice touch. Oh, look at that! Yeah, the little, what is this, a moose? I guess it's closer to a moose. Yeah, they're so polite to her. It's just kind of hilarious with her outfit though. She wears so little clothing in such a cold place, but anyways, that's how Hoyo works sometimes. There's so many world quests I'm trying to avoid, mostly because I don't want to do them before the world quests, but apparently, who is stuck though? Inefa? Wait, I'm not supposed to. This one. Yeah, we're supposed to do the Archon quest first. Yeah. No. Wait, can you kill these deer? I forgot. Oh no, you can't. You can't kill them. You can just kind of like, yeah, they're just pretty and they kind of run away, but they won't really do anything to you. I think I did try to catch them though, but yeah. The emotes? Oh yeah, I have new emotes. Well, they're not technically related, but I couldn't figure out how to fit them all in the title, so yeah. Feel free to use the new emotes. I just had them made recently, so they're pretty fun. I like the fire one especially, which I kind of expected it to be like the most popular, but it's also nice to see it kind of confirmed anyways. I'm still kind of waiting for the next batch of emotes though, because I commissioned 20. It's just that like the artist that I ended up talking to, I kind of like negotiated with her because she was saying like, if I do 20, it will take 1 month to give you all 20. And I was like, can you give them to me in like batches of batches of 5 instead, just so it won't be like too much pressure, because I didn't want to wait that like so long just for something like that. And she was like, sure. And it turns out when I was trying to get like so she gave me the first 5, right? So I was trying to get the next 5 and she was all like, oh, unfortunately someone else also had like an emote commission, but through VGen, which is more problematic because VGen has a stricter time limit. So if you don't finish your commissions on time through VGen, like I think it's gonna cause like a bigger problem for the artist. So I was like, you know, it's fine because technically I did kind of just like negotiated with her to finish that month earlier. So yeah. Although it is taking a while though. I did also commission a different artist to give me like sort of like a bust up kind of commission. Yeah, and she's taking a lot longer than expected, but I didn't really want to nag her because the last time I tried being when she was asking me for like comments or thoughts about the sketch she had made, I was like I kept commenting stuff and she was all like, but I already did that. She kind of had a little bit of an attitude, so I was like kind of I didn't really want to pressure her because if she ended up like getting annoyed with me, it would be like much worse. So I kind of just left it alone. Why are we why are we suddenly focusing on like a tiny bird or something? But yeah, Danheng SP is free, the fancy Terrabox Danheng. So it's nice that they're giving out another free character. Oh, I'm so happy though. I finally ended up getting the macro pad to work. It's a little bit tricky though. It took so long to get everything set up. And it was like such a pain at the beginning. Mostly because the time I kind of thought that one of the buttons wasn't working because every time I kept pressing it, it wouldn't actually register when I was using a key tester. And then so I was like, I was searching through the instructions and then it was saying like, oh, device firmware update. I was like, what does this even mean? Is this like the same as a factory reset? So me, being the dumbass that I was, I ended up doing that even though I had no understanding of what it meant. And then the whole thing just kind of shut down. I was like, oh my god, what's happening right now? What the? Oh, yeah, that was weird. But yeah, and that's so my keyboard just kind of died. It just died straight up, and I was panicking so hard because it's like I literally just bought this thing. Are you going to tell me that I literally broke it already? And I was like trying to complain to the seller, but obviously like I think that time was like pretty late at night on a weekend as well. So basically, no one was responding to me. I was like, okay, I don't really have a choice. I do have to try to figure this out. So I kept doing research about what the next steps is. Like if you do the device firmware update thing and you kind of like fuck up and unplug it or like the electricity dies in the middle of you doing it, like what should you do next? And they're like, okay, just put it into the device firmware update mode again and you have to try to like find the firmware online, let's say from the manufacturer's website or something, and then you have to like re-download it using QMK. And I was like, I don't even know how to use QMK either. So I was like, wait, this is getting like so complicated. And then literally just like I have zero experience with any of these keyboard related things. Like I do have a mechanical keyboard, but I never programmed it. It's literally just like as is. I mean, the most I'll have is like maybe a little bit of shortcuts, but like generally speaking, I didn't really do anything else to it. So it's kind of stressful. And then Yeah, so like pretty much on the spot, I actually had to learn how to use QMK, and then there were like instructions. There was like a PDF tutorial. Actually, no, not PDF. There was a Microsoft Word tutorial that was in Chinese that I had to like translate before I could figure out like how do I know if the firmware thing is successful or not. And I had to try it so many different times. And then finally, I got it to work again. So, like, yes, like, hooray, right? Like, the macro pad is alive again. It's like, it's miraculously not dead. So it's like, hooray, that means I didn't fuck up somewhere. And it's like, it's not bricked or anything. And then I had to figure out, like, why it wasn't being detected in the VIA program. It's like, VIA is like, kind of like for reassigning the keys and all that, or like if you want to set like specific hotkeys or macros or whatever, you can kind of do it all through VIA. Except initially, like for VIA, like if your keyboard is not popular enough, it might not be like registered already with VIA, so you would need to find like the JSON file. And then I was like, I kept finding so many different JSON files. Like so many different, probably like 3 versions of JSON files. So it's like, what do I do? Is I kept trying them one by one, and not a single one of them would work with the keyboard. Like it wouldn't actually detect. Oh, sorry, I keep calling it keyboard, but it's technically like a macro pad, but it kind of looks like a numpad. So I tried like the JSON files like one by one, and they weren't working. So I kept like trying to find other articles or like like those Reddit threads about how to deal with this specific model of macropad. Until I read a comment by someone that said you have to load both JSON files at the same time. It's like, how do you even do that? And then like so I ended up actually trying it out. Instead of like clicking it one by one, I clicked both of them at the same time and then like kind of uploaded it both into VIA simultaneously. And then by some miracle it actually worked. So I could finally detect the macro pad and I could actually change the keys then. So like hooray, right? So everything's working like oh my god. And up until that point I was still like, okay, so I finally settled the firmware issue and then I finally settled like the shortcuts issue or like the hotkeys issue because I was able to connect it to my Viado Tube Studio, which is why I'm able to change the expressions like more easily now and all of that. And then I still had one last problem. It's like the one of the buttons wasn't working, like the enter key. Because every time I'd click the enter key, it just wouldn't register on like any keyboard tester program. So I was like so mad. I was like, maybe like the switch is broken. So I was like changing the switches out to like switches I already owned. And then I was like trying to see like maybe there's debris stuck somewhere in the middle, or like I was considering again doing a factory reset. Was like I kind of don't want to do that because I literally just went through all the trouble of like the fact of the firmware thing and the hotkeys thing until I was like, okay, maybe I'll try to find another button to use as a different shortcut just to help out. And then I opened Windows Power Toys, which is another program to help like set all these hotkeys and stuff. And then I realized that I did set a hotkey there with the enter key on the numpad was set to F14 because that was a setting I used for an old numpad like months ago that I never actually pushed through because the numpad was garbage and it's like every time you plug it in it just kind of disconnects and connects and disconnects and and like it just keeps like not working. So I finally like decided to scrap that idea until now when I got a new numpad. And then I realized that the settings saved from that time, so it carried over to the new numpad. So every time when you press the enter key, it doesn't register because it's registering as F14. And as soon as I deleted that shortcut, it was working again. It's like, oh my god, I wanted to cry so bad because it's like I was stressed for over I think 3-4 hours over this whole thing for like one switch. It turns out it was just that. It's because I had accidentally fucked up and set it to a hotkey from months ago that I didn't actually delete because I thought I'd never need to use that hotkey again. So it's like, damn, this is the reason. This is the reason why if you make changes and you don't like the changes, you should just revert them back immediately. You don't leave them until like the last possible minute.
ストックしておいたお菓子を食べ終わったのはいつですか?
For sure, like that was such a mess. Like such a mess. I swear. Like I don't know what is it that I became basically like a master at QMK and VIA like overnight just to just to deal with this one keyboard. Oh no, sorry, I just kind of muted it for a bit because I was like coughing a bit because I was like kind of going on a tangent, and every time I rant too quickly, I end up like choking for a bit. But yeah, it's okay now. Yeah, that tends to happen sometimes. Ugh.
スキャンします
I always end up getting a little bit too stressed about technological stuff because I definitely didn't grow up with tech, and in general, I don't really have friends who also like tech stuff. So I don't really have like a frame of reference. Like I can't really ask other people for help on certain topics. I just kind of have to figure it out for myself and like look through maybe 3 years worth of like Reddit posts just to figure out, oh my god, does anyone else in the world also encounter the same problems as me?
この家の主従関係オイラが想像してたのと
Yeah,
全く逆だ
although the problem sometimes when like chatting a lot is that it's so hard to focus on the story.
出力します
But anyways,
これから4週間愛のの
recommended snack calorie intake 0? Who the heck can eat? Who the heck can eat 0 snacks? My god, Ineva, why are you so mean? Yeah, that's so mean.
約束を守らなかったのですから当然
No, that's not how it's supposed to be. Snacks are always an exception, you know.
毎日ちょっと多めに食べただけだよほんのちょっとだけ
Although honestly, I don't know why Aino bothered setting that function in the first place if she wasn't actually pushed through with it though.
あと30分以内に片付けようと思って
Oh my god, I know. She's actually she's actually admitting to trying to hide it after all.
失敗させないよ早めに戻ってくるって言ってたのに
Oh my god, crybaby, I know. Don't tell me don't tell me Ineva's actually weak to this kind of display. That sounds so sad.
来ないんだもん
To be fair, even tech-savvy people have to do a lot of googling. Tech is just so vast. If it's not so big considering how most people don't know how to make a proper tutorial. Yeah, honestly, same. Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, fair enough, because I did ask my dad about it too, and he was all like, yeah, even my own staff, when he has to deal with like anything computer related, or even basic stuff like with the printer, he always ends up having to Google search like, oh, how do you resolve the issue with this specific printer model? Because like so many, even printers have like way too many versions, and you kind of just don't know how to deal. There's no one solution for like all of them. Like, oh my god, I know, such a baby. Look at that. I can't believe Ineva's actually comforting her. Paimon, why are you crying? It's not that dramatic. She's just talking about snacks.
お菓子はいつも通り
Look at that. I know, such a scammer. What the heck? She was doing that on purpose for sure. She was trying to do that cute face just so that. Wait. Why does the size feel so wrong? Aino's head is huge! Look at that! Wait, is this normal? I kind of like I've tried to compare the sizes right now, and like, damn, Aino's head is so big. I feel like the proportions are wrong in this specific scenario.
愛の紹介させて
Yeah, she's so cute.
こちらのお二人
Also, she just did all of that in front of a bunch of strangers.
騎士とパイモンでしょ知ってるよはるかおじさんがよく話してたからね
I'm still salty that we don't get to meet Barca anytime soon.
オイラたちもイネファから
Yeah.
話は聞いて
Inefa's nearest and dearest.
イネファそんな風に言ってくれてたの
She's actually the first, what do you call it? The first Claymore, short character with a Claymore. Wait, no, actually, no. Joke. She's the first Hydro Claymore. There. I remember now. Because the first, short Claymore was actually Sayu from Inazuma. So she's like the first Hydro Claymore. Finally. It took them 5 years to actually release a Hydro Claymore character.
くらよ
And I honestly expected it to be a guy, but turns out it's like the smallest girl ever. So Hoyo loves doing that. We already have 3 characters who are really short who all use claymores. which is kind of strange because claymores are definitely not suited for the short characters because they take so long to run anywhere. And one of the things you always have to know about Genshin is that the height of the character actually matters. So if you're going to do anything like dodge, run, climb a cliff, swim, you always have to do it with the tallest character you have just to maximize your stamina. And the ironic thing is, like, you know, in the early days when you actually collect those Oculus things to like upgrade your statues, they give you extra stamina. But then later on, they just stop doing that altogether. It's like, but the exploration gets harder and harder, and we're not getting more and more stamina. So it's like so frustrating. End up like tying it to the playable characters instead. A lot of the newer characters have specific like exploration mechanics that were supposed to help you. But honestly, you know, so far, like even amongst the Archons, like the only useful like exploration mechanic that actually works in like anywhere is just Farina. Because her like walking on water thing is like honestly the best thing ever. You can take so many shortcuts around KRAI just by walking on the water. It's like the best ever.
テイワットの外から来た宇宙船
Yeah, apparently we're still looking for a spaceship. But you know the funny thing is that Aether has had this spaceship. He ends up admitting to Paimon that he already came through a spaceship and he completely forgot about it for these entire 5 years that we've been adventuring. It's just so hilarious to think about.
知ら
I
な
don't know if he was saying like, oh, because it's like, oh, I just remembered now, but I feel like that should probably be an important topic, you know?
本当だよそんなの影も形
But
も
yeah, you know, we get our hopes dashed like so quickly in the story.
この知らないっていうのは世界の外からやってきたテクノロジーなんてなどくらいで一度も見た
Yeah.
ことない
See, we're literally just in the early portion of the story in the Archon quest.
世界の中に
And we're trying to look for a spaceship, and Aino just tells us upfront, sorry, I've never seen anything like that. So it's like,
あなたの宇宙
oh my god, what are we gonna do now?
機械に利用されたりしている可能そういうことかうんこの街にある面白そうなものは一通りばらしてみたけど特別な部品なんて見なかったよ君たちの宇宙船は誰も知ら
Or someone did find it and then hid it really, really well. Yeah, that's. I feel like that would be like one of the worst outcomes ever.
そんなことを
It's like, but who would even do something like that? The Fatui, of course! I mean, who else would be doing shady shit like that if not for the Fatui?
その使おうと思ってる人じゃないかな愛のがお菓子を隠してるみたいに
Yeah. Where do you hide the snacks? I know. Where do you hide? Look at Edith's judgy face. How does a robot have so much expression while also remaining completely expressionless?
とにかく知らないよしかもすっごく昔
You know the hilarious thing is I didn't even want to get Inefa at the beginning because I didn't like her design at all. But then honestly now she's kind of growing on me because she's so useful. At least in the current meta, mostly because everything is like lunar charged and all that. Yeah, the Fatui are nice guys. To be fair, a lot of them are gonna be playable. Probably. I think at some point I'm still hoping that Columbina is gonna be playable. She's so pretty. But also I'm worried because she could get the Senora treatment at any time and that's very stressful. There's also Sandrone, who is very interesting so far. She's so sassy. And she automatically hates us on site. She's all like, I'm just giving you a fair warning. Don't interfere with my plans. Kind of all that dramatic vibes and it's hilarious.
道中草月の
And at the time, we actually compared her to like Catherine, and she was like so offended. She's all like, "Are you seriously comparing me to my creations?" It's like, I feel the same with Yelan. When I was still playing, I tried her, I liked her playstyle. Oh my god, C6! Yeah, sometimes when you just really like a character, you have to C6 them. Why are my stream markers not working? Wait. I could have sworn I set them up though. Okay, where is that? Where is that? Wait, just for a bit. Blame me. Oh. Man, it's always like when I'm trying to test out stuff.
この目で見たわけじゃなくて話に聞いただけなんだけど、蒼月のこの英月史は代々そこに古くから伝わる生物を使うことで歴史の真実を見ることができるんだって。詳しくは知らないよ。こういう機械や科学で説明できないことってよくわかんないし、だからああいうのは苦手なんだ。蒼月のこのところに行ってみるしかないみたいだな。行っちゃうの？もうちょっと遊んでってよ。
愛の、今日はもう遅いですし、お二人はヒーシ島に向かわなければなりません。ずっと引き止めておくわけにはいきませんよ。
わかったよ。
Oh no, wait, why did I get muted? Oh no, wait. Sorry about that. I didn't press that button though. Okay, you know what? One of these days I'm gonna have to check that all of the commands or the hotkeys are working correctly because it's a little bit confusing sometimes. Or is it like the macro pad issues? I don't know. I feel like I should have just spent a little bit more to get a stream deck because now it's like getting a lot more troublesome than I expected.
本当？約束だよ。
Yeah. Yeah, they released a new character, I think a few months back, called Escoffier. Escoffier is like a chef, and she is like really good for buffing a full like freeze team. So a lot of people have actually started using Ayaka again, thanks to her. It's just that I think the problem in general is that a lot of bosses or enemies can't be frozen anymore, so like the freeze thing isn't really very useful long term.
それに、
As far as like cryo DPS goes though, I think one of the better ones is Skirk. So yeah, I can't believe Skirk is finally real. Cause like back in the early versions, it's like she was always super mysterious. She's like, you know, child's master from the abyss kind of scenario, only to find out like, yay, she's finally out now. Oh, we got the free Ino! Hey! Nice. Okay. Is there no button on your mic to mute it? I find it more convenient than using hot. Yeah, honestly, my current mic doesn't have anything like that. It's like one of those super cheap mics. How much did I get this for? Probably like $10, I think, maybe? I definitely should have spent a little bit more to get something a little more useful though, because like a lot of the functions on this mic don't actually work. Like the muting thing's supposed to be if I press one of the buttons, it should mute, but it doesn't. And also it does not even have a visual cue that the mic is muted. You know, like how some mics, like if it's working, it's gonna be like super RGB and like all the lights are on. And then if you mute it, it's going to turn off all the lights. So at least you can very visibly see like, oh, it's muted. This one doesn't have that. That's why I actually considered just buying a new one. But also like, but my mic is still working. So it kind of felt like a waste to buy a new one just for something like that. Because I changed the hotkey. Actually, prior to this, the previous hotkey I had for muting the mic was F12. But then I did, because F12 is also the screenshot function for Steam. So sometimes when I'm muting, it kind of screenshots at the same time, which I don't really need to. So it's kind of like annoying. That's why I ended up changing it to the enter key on my numpad instead. But I don't know if I mean, it was working, but also maybe I might have accidentally clicked on it at the same time. I don't know. It's hard having like so much stuff set up at the same time. I'm still not very used to it, I guess. I got my mic and it stands for 150 Canadian dollars. It has green red light to know if it's on or not. Oh, that's such a good idea, honestly. Maybe in the future I should get something like that too. It's something with one of those like filter thingies, or what do you call that? That screen? Like a mic screen? I don't really know if it will like help anything, but I think maybe it should like it should like help with like the quality of the sound or something like that. Yeah, the pop filter. Oh, yeah. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I'm also not very good at things like that.
なんでしょ
I
う
end up having to do so much research, but generally I just don't like spending much on streams because like I'm streaming for fun, and I kind of don't want to be pressured in, or like I don't really want to feel bad if if I'm not very like successful at streaming after spending quite a lot of money. So I'm just trying to make sure that if I do spend money on anything stream related, it will actually like make me happy first and foremost, or like it has to like actually bring quite a lot of value to the stream, kind of like that. That's why I spend a bit of time like doing the emotes and stuff, even though it's like way too delayed. But yeah, oh yeah. Don't forget to do the check-in thing. I'm gonna see if I can like consider maybe giving out like a free sub or from some kind of free reward for like continuous check-ins. I did see someone have a widget for it though, but I think the widget's a little bit too expensive for me right now. It's like I wouldn't know how to set it up either, but it looked pretty cool. Anyways. Yeah, look at the stream that one, Sinok. My god, yes, I'm doing the new check-in thing. It's pretty new, so hopefully it actually triggers correctly. Personally, I just want to have a quality stream. Then the guy speaking said, "No, it's okay. You're fine." I think the most difficult thing about the early days of like streaming is really just having someone to bounce ideas off. Because like if you're not used to it, talking to yourself is very difficult. Like promise, it's hard. Like I had to stream for 22 days in a row just to like actually get used to it. Like 22 days is like a lot of time to like really force yourself to get used to like talking to yourself at the same time. So yeah, but it's okay. I think the trade-off was pretty worth it. If not for that, I probably wouldn't have continued streaming as much as I do now. So that was like a really good challenge. It's not really interesting in the long term though, mostly because like that time I was only playing Genshin and Star Rail, and technically the streaming everyday thing was a reward that was tied to Honkai Star Rail. Like if you streamed 1 hour every day in Honkai Star Rail, like you could get like quite a lot of Stellar Jades. And that time, a lot of people didn't know that the event was ongoing actually. So I was one of the earlier ones who would actually do it. Oh my god. Oh no, man, I accidentally killed that. What even was that? Oh, poor little dude. I think he was probably trying to help me and ended up just kind of like smacking him by accident. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so I ended up streaming for all of that just to get Stellar Jades. It was like a challenge for sure. Worth it in the end, but that time it was so hard because like Honkai Star really had no content at all in the early days. Like basically zero. You would be doing like the same thing or like the same it's kind of like the equivalent of doing Spiral Abyss again and again and again, like every single day, because you've already finished the story and probably also finished exploration because there's not much exploration in Star Rail to begin with. The areas are drastically smaller, which honestly for me is a good thing because I don't really have the time to explore as much. Like, if the exploration was on the same level as like in Genshin, I don't think I would have enjoyed Star Rail at all. Yeah, that was very tricky. I think they learned their lesson because sometimes the exploration in Genshin can get a little bit too overwhelming. Like, you know how specific regions can have as much as like what 500 chests or something. I was like, who the heck has time to find 500 chests? Especially as like a working adult with like a terrible sleep schedule. So definitely not me, right? Oh wait, I can show you. Oh wait, I think I showed it a while ago, but this is almost like special sprint thingy, so it's very pretty. What the? Wait, what is this? Wait, no, I think I wasn't supposed to be here. Yeah, technically that guy doesn't actually need our help anyways. Wait, does he? Okay, you know what? Fine. We might as well. I kind of feel bad for leaving him alone. And what are the chances he actually dies with? Okay, joke. He's not gonna die. This dude has his own ultimate attack. Look at that. He has perfect health. He's just watching these things go down. But also, lunar charge damage is like so good. Why are there so many? Wait. Oh, this thing. I was supposed to do that, I think. I'm still a little bit confused on how to fight these guys. But yeah. Yeah. Oh! What is this? Did it belong to that strange guy? I have no context for what's happening right now. But yeah, so in the early days when it came to Star Rail, definitely the exploration was much shorter. Because like if you're talking about let's say one specific area would have maybe anywhere from like 20 to 30 chests. So it's not actually that bad because one region would probably not, I don't really think it would have like 310 areas. I don't think most places would even exceed 15 areas. So yeah. And then it's good because there's actually like a counter. Like you could see at the corner of the map, it's like, oh, you have like 15 out of 30 chests found. So you have like a very clear idea, like, okay, I'm done with this area or I'm not done with this area. It's like the problem with Genshin is like you're not really going to know if you're done or not until you actually watch a guide. By the time you watch a guide, you're gonna get very exhausted because it's like, but I already found most of these chests. So like for example, if you're watching a guide for like 500 chests, maybe 400 out of the 500 you've already found. So you're just kind of like hoping that somewhere along the way of the 3-hour video that there's the 100 that you haven't found yet. So it's not a fun experience for sure. That's why now pretty much in Nodka I'm trying to avoid getting any extra chests along the way, just so that when I actually do the exploration tutorial video, I'm going to still be motivated to actually do them. Yeah, Nilo is so cute also. I really like her design. She's such a kind person, honestly, and she's really great at dancing. So sometimes I'll just see her like do her idol animations and it's like so fun. Shame I quit Genshin before her banner. Yeah, it's hard. You know, sometimes that's the reason why I can't really give up Genshin because I just keep hoping that there's gonna be some amazing character that's gonna come out next and I just really can't stop the game because of things like that. Isn't there an item that locates nearby chests? Yeah, there is a treasure compass, but I think, honestly speaking, it's not very useful in the early days. There, Nilo's dancing! So pretty. Yeah, because a lot of the times, I think in newer Genshin areas, there is elevation to consider also. So sometimes it might say that there's a chest like super near you, but like it might actually be underground. So it's kind of like tricky because you don't know where the entrance to the underground is and all that. The newer compass in KRAI though will actually be drastically better because it will show you like all the Oculus, all the challenges, all the chests all at once. I think by the time you reach maybe like level 3 of the compass, it's like a huge upgrade. Yeah, it's drastically better than the old compasses. Like before, I just never used a compass because like there wasn't much point. Actually, the original compasses wouldn't even show you like the location of the chest on the map at all. It would literally just have like a wisp, like a windy wisp that would point in the vague direction of where the chest is. Like, what do you even mean? It doesn't even tell you like how near or how far the chest is. It's just the direction. It's like, God, that was so bad. Like, you know, like that's not how, I mean, technically that is how a traditional compass works, but in the sense, like, why would you even use the compass then if it was gonna be that vague? So it's definitely like not worth it in the olden days. Like, thank God they upgraded it. Although to be fair, even after they upgraded, I never actually bothered to use it. So it's definitely not convenient. And can you imagine? They already had underground areas as early as Liye, like which is basically like the second region, right? But then they went all out for underground areas by the time we reached Sumeru, which is the third region, and then they only implemented underground maps by the time we reached the fourth region in Fontaine. One, two. Oh, no, wait, joke. Sumeru is the fourth region. By the time we reached the fifth region, so people who were exploring Sumeru with all its underground areas, all the underground pyramids, those super convoluted paths, you couldn't do anything. You just had to guess vaguely, like, where are we? Somewhere under the pyramid. Or like maybe in the middle of the desert. Ah. Oh, that's so pretty. What is this about?
なんだ花びらが風に乗って。What?
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that I actually explored Sumeru without any underground maps. Like, they do now. They do have underground maps now. They updated it after, but I think by that point, it was technically, like, already too late to, like, actually benefit it for, like, if you're, like, a veteran player. If you're a new player, though, you technically would have already, you know, experienced it, so, like, hooray. But at that time, when Sumeru first came out, I was like, nope, that was such a pain.
喋れないみたい。
Something you want to show us?
わかんないな。特に何も。
I feel like in the future, if I ever decide to like play another one of these kinds of RPG games, I might consider doing it in like an English dub, because I realize all of my games are always in Japanese. And sometimes I kind of just don't want all the pressure of like having everything in a different language.
遊びたいなら別の人と遊んでくれ。
Oh my god, she took Paimon seriously. Paimon, you're so mean. I can't believe you did that. She just wanted to follow us and she got so offended, being like, you know, we're busy. We kind of have better stuff to do, so like, don't follow us. It's like, look at that.
悪者みたいに言うなよ。何がしたいのかわからなかったから仕方ないだろう。
Okay, next time Paimon sees her, Paimon promises that she'll be nicer. Yeah. Azure from the... I was actually thinking... Well, I know vaguely... I know Azure Lane, but I don't play that game, though. The one I was considering is Duet Night Abyss. I don't really know if it's a good game or not. I did just pre-register for it for now. It's supposed to come out next month, around, I think, October 28th, if I remember correctly. So it's pretty close already. It's just that, I think... The unusual thing is like technically it's like a gacha game with no gacha. It was supposed to be like the typical type of gacha game, and then kind of later on during their live stream, they just announced, oh hey, you know, we're kind of like just removing all the gacha mechanics. You can get all the characters for free, just kind of have to grind a little bit. Which, I don't know, it might be a little bit difficult or time consuming to grind, but at the same time, if it will help me stay free to play, maybe I could consider it. Mostly because I realize I've been spending way too much on gacha games and I should probably be a little bit more responsible about it. Okay, what is this about? Gee, the moon mirror. Yeah, there's a lot of new... No, this is not the correct one. What is that? Okay, wait, I think... okay, I have some vague idea of what we're supposed to do. Maybe this one? Okay, we kinda got smacked. There! Okay, so that's how you're supposed to do it. Yeah. I think people are also saying that the story seemed interesting because it's from the perspective of two protagonists. The ironic thing is the protagonists kind of look the same. It's like kind of like if you have a male and female version of the same person, but apparently they're like, no, they're not actually the same person. They're two different people, and you can experience two different stories at the same time. It's like, not really sure how that's gonna work, but okay. I think some people had a lot of decent impressions at the beginning. They're all like, if Warframe was like an anime RPG. That was, I think, the general comment from most people. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not because I've never actually played Warframe, so I have no literally I have no frame of reference for what that even means. But a lot of people seem to like Warframe, so who knows? If they copy it well enough, or at least all the good parts of Warframe and like take out the bad parts, they might actually have a very successful game. I don't know how I should feel about wanting to play Azure Promilia. I know I will fail, but I shouldn't. Yeah, that's pretty much why I force myself not to play newer gacha games. Oh my god. Okay, I got a quick heart attack from jumping so high all of a sudden. But yeah, that's why I try to avoid newer gacha games sometimes. Like when I really wanted to play Zenless Zone Zero at the beginning, because it's also a Hoyo game, and you know, pretty much I've been playing Hoyo games for a long time now. So I was thinking like maybe I would enjoy it too because I like Star Rail and I like Genshin. But then I was looking like at the initial roster of characters, they're kind of like they're okay, but they kind of look not as interesting as I'd hoped. And like pretty much as a girl, I tend to prefer to roll for male characters. So like the ratio of male to female in Xenos was just way, way, way too unbalanced. It was like very, very, very unbalanced. So it's like maybe I won't really enjoy this type of game. And true enough, I think it has a lot of mechanics that I'm not good at, which is you know the typical parrying, counter-attacking, dodging in general. I'm not good at things like that, so I just generally don't want to. Oh, I can't catch this? Sad. I thought I was gonna be able to catch that thing. Is that like a mole?
ラーマだ。早速英月誌に会えたな。
Wait, did we meet Oh wait, oh yeah, I forgot we already met Llama in the story. Oh yeah, she's pretty much like the animal whisperer. Yeah, but then again, since Duet Night Abyss said that they weren't going to have any like actual gacha mechanics for like the characters or the weapons, and like no artifacts, any in a sense, like it would be like just traditional like equipment. It should hopefully be easier. I think they said the only pay to win mechanics that they would have, technically speaking. Actually, it's not pay to win. It's like the only mechanics they would have for like earning money would be like through cosmetic skins. So if that's the case, I probably should be fine because I don't really go for cosmetic skins most of the time anyways. I really like Belle. Aside from her, no one really stands out in my... Yeah, Belle is really fun. She's a hilarious character. I do like Hugo and Lycon. But I guess that's pretty much it. The other characters don't really interest me that much. So to avoid wanting to play Zenless just to experience Hugo's story, I actually just watched everything on YouTube. Because like normally it would be a little bit difficult to like just kind of jump into the oh my god. Wait, this is so weird. This bird is so weird. I don't want to look at that. Oh my god, that was so creepy. That is so creepy to look at. It just kind of inflated its neck like a balloon. Wait, does that mean like this mix-it-up has to be... I'm confused. Does it have to be in focus for it to actually work? If it's in focus... If it has to be in focus while I'm actually using it, that kind of doesn't make sense. Okay, you know what? Anyways, yeah, so I ended up just watching everything on YouTube. Because, like, normally it would be very difficult to just watch a story in the middle, but I think Zenless's story is just, like, kind of easy enough to understand. Like, even if you're just jumping in the middle, you could probably understand what's going on. Ugh. Hisi Island. She doesn't own the island. I don't know why being so like overly polite about it, but I guess it's fine. Yeah, I know, that bird was so fucking weird. Like, damn, I'm getting traumatized. Oh, that was so big. Oh, thankfully we have a normal cat and a normal bird mixed in with all the weird ass animals. God, it's so creepy. Just look at it staring at us from the back. It's just not giving up.
当然のことをしたまでだぜ。
もしよければ、この後草月の里で夕げを共にせぬか。その良き心にさ。やった
お言葉に甘えさせてもらうぜ。
The statue, yeah.
プータルの歴史に
Putar.
あ
Yeah, it's basically that face. It's just staring at you from the back, menacingly. Like, bro, what did we even do to you?
ちょっと違うな。
あ自然
おお、ここに馴染んでる気がするぞ。
その理由はナドクライに来たファデュイが我々の心臓をこの地にある心臓は数百年前にここに移住した蒼月の子が高純度の月痕石は非常に貴重なもので空爆に満ちた鉱石だ。おそらくファデュイはそこに目をつけたのだろう。我々も必死に抵抗したものの今ではこの心臓だけが本来の姿をとどめておる。
しかもあいつら空にあった古月の遺骸まで落としたんだよな。
Oh my god, apparently Mix It Up has to be in focus for the marker, the stream marker thing to work? Wait, how does that make sense? If it's like the entire point was that I wouldn't need to focus on Mix It Up just so I could like do the shortcut. Because if I needed to focus, I would just do it on like on the creator dashboard in Twitch.
うわあ、またこいつか。
これは
ああ、オイラたちも気になっててさ。この月齢、急に鼻の中から出てきたんだ。まだついてきてたんだな。
これは普通の月齢ではない。ルオンノタル。
こいつの言ってること、ランはわかるか？
残念だが、私も言葉までは。
Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Kuroboy. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the stream.
神の祝福は。
But yeah, pretty much.
ふとルオンノタルへと姿を変えることがある。
Enjoying the story for sure. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the emotes as well. They're definitely fun to use.
そうだったのか。
Hope the story goes well though. The story every time in the Archon quest is always a little bit slow though. But actually, you know the funny thing is I actually have no idea what the entire plot of this Archon quest is supposed to be about. I'm just waiting for Flint's to show up. I just know like he's gonna be like my main focus because he's like so cool. And I expect there's gonna be a lot more fighting involved as soon as he shows up. But also fishing? I think I've seen some people talk about him fishing a lot, which is kind of hilarious because he has a super weird like fishing pose or something. Yeah, we're just apparently going to follow some weird ass entity. Okay. Oh my god! Ow! Sorry for that scream. Oh my god. Wait, I did not expect there to be a gap. That's such a fucking scam. What the heck? Look at that gap in the bridge. I thought I was going to be fine. Wait, let me try that again. Okay. Okay. Bro, that was such a scam. I can't believe this tiny ass gap actually almost made me die. Bro, that was wild. Hoya really loves messing with people. Like, how would he even notice that there was a gap like that? You know, Hoya's always one of those mean Look at this, like, they always walk faster than you can walk, but at the same time, like, you can't actually run either, so you're kind of stuck with this, like, terrible pacing. See, look at that. Our walking pace is definitely slower than the NPC Lauma, so she's, like, getting farther and farther ahead of us. But also, we just keep getting distracted by, like, these little stuff along the way. Oh my god, there's There's moon pearls here too? I thought there weren't any anymore. Wait, let us get it. I want to get that. Although technically I did already max out all of Llama's ascension mats, so I should be good on that front. But still, it's just right in front of me. Oh, there's actually a lot more than I expected. Wait, how did I not see this in this area before? Oh well, I guess it's fine. Yeah, what's the point of following the NPC if they have nothing to offer? Other than the story, honestly. You could just, like, literally go to the place.
ウィルミナ、旅人とパイモンが来てくれた。
Dinner settings. But where?
はい、かしこまりました。
うわあ、みんなラウマにかしこまってるぞ。もしかして
Are you like super important around here? I mean, of course she is Paimon. Why else would people be saluting to her? I mean, they're definitely not doing it for fun. Oh yeah, welcome to the stream, Dark KRAI. Oh my god, I'm implementing a new system. There's a check-in thing now. I don't really know if it's gonna work, but like, anyways, in case you guys remember, feel free to check in. I'm considering adding like some kind of reward for maybe like after a certain number of check-ins. I still haven't really decided if it should be something like, I don't know, like a sub or a welkin or something in that territory. I just thought it would be a good idea. This is like kind of like an easy version of it because recently there was this login or like a check-in widget thing that someone was selling that kind of blew up on Twitter because it was so cute. It was like a really good idea, like the concept of like having a loyalty card. Let's say if you visit a cafe and you buy like 10 drinks and then your 11th drink is free, kind of like that. So yeah, that was a really cool widget, but it was kind of expensive for me. I think it was like $20, which I wasn't really sure if it would be worth it to spend that much for a widget that I wasn't sure if people would be interested in. So I'm just like hoping that like you can do like the basic version. I followed a bunch of tutorials on YouTube on like how to set it up and mix it. And then apparently there was also a shortcut on how to set up stream markers through Mixit. But the bad thing is that it only works if Mixit is in focus, which like, why does the program have to be in focus mode for the hotkey to work? Like, make that make sense, which means that if I'm in the middle of a game and I'm trying to I'm trying to mark something, I can't even mark it because I would have to like focus on Mixit. Like, that's so weird. So I don't know if I'm going to try to find another alternative way to like mark a stream during interesting or like funny moments, but I guess feel free to do so. If you guys are too pressured to like clip stuff, I did end up making like a marker command or something. Hopefully it works. Oh yes. Oh my god. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh, I'm so thirsty right now. You can tell my voice is like getting scratchy already, even though it's only been an hour, but like, yeah. I think recently the acid reflux is getting bad again, so... Or maybe it's just because I ate too much at dinner. I don't know. Because remember, I told you guys before about this cafe thing that I've been trying to become a regular of. So I think pretty much at this point I am a regular because like the owners recognize me now and they kind of like me. So they like the owner actually gave me candy this time. I guess it's like a Halloween thing, or I'm not really sure with him. He just kind of started giving me like a little like small pieces of candy, and I guess thankfully because candies don't have expiry dates printed on them, so I don't feel as bad about it now. Because that time though, the last time when he gave me like this kind of biscuit thing and it was like expired from like a month ago, I was kind of like weirded out by the whole thing. But you know what, it's fine because it was a freebie. And then that time they were trying to introduce me to like a new menu item. Because like I think they were making some kind of like buns, like meat buns, something like that. And then I ended up telling them like, okay, I will order that later because my dad is coming for dinner, so like hopefully I can order all of that at the same time. So yeah. And so when they ended up seeing that my dad came along to the cafe, they were like so happy. The owner actually dropped by and he ended up giving my dad like a can of like herbal tea or something. It was hilarious. Yeah. Oh, what is this? Yeah, so it's really fun. So my dad actually liked the food, so I'm happy about it. And then I think he only just realized now that I've actually been visiting this cafe like way too much. way more than I'm supposed to, because he was like asking like, okay, so like, what do you recommend? I was like pointing to the items in the menu, like, oh, I ate this already, I ate this already, I ate this already. I just kept saying that for like probably like 75% of the menu. He was like staring at me, he's like, how often have you been coming here? Like, I was like, um. Not that often, not that often. Maybe like once a week or something. But I feel like it's closer to like 2 to 3 times a week, which is way too often. But yeah, to be fair, they don't actually have a lot of menu items, so it's not as if like I really did visit them too much. But yeah. Anyways, the beef noodle soup was good, and the meat buns were also good. So at least my dad knows now that the food there is good. So it's really convenient to go to, so that makes it a lot less hassle. Uh-huh. Wait, let me see. You know, there is a new wishing feature in Genshin. Wait, really? What new wishing feature? Hmm. Yeah, $20 for a widget is to be fair, the widget is very, very well made because the girl is kind of like really good at coding and all that, and like her designs are super nice. But yeah, I think it would be more beneficial if you actually had like a very, very large like community, so that would actually make sense. So it'd be easier to track, and you could like visibly see like how many check-in points you have. So like I think in her case she was all like, oh, you know, if you have like 10 check-in points, you could like redeem like one sub or something like that. Anyways, you can wish for. Oh yeah, yeah, to meet the character. Yeah, this is the anecdote thing. I thought about doing that, but I kind of got lazy because I think I unlocked all their anecdotes already, and I was just kind of hoping to save it for maybe like the next batch. Yeah, because like right now, as far as I know, I've already maxed out everyone because I keep trying to check the map and I didn't really see any new characters like kind of stationed anywhere. So yeah. Alright, practicalization itself, even once a week is quite a yeah. Honestly, like for me, I think in the early days when I was streaming, I used to stream closer to like maybe 3 to 4 times a week. I think, well, technically, I think it was more closer to like maybe 4 to 5 times a week, which I realized later on was like a little bit too much. And you realize very quickly, like, depending on the type of game that you're playing, there's really nothing that you can do in the meantime. So I ended up deciding on a schedule that like something like Tuesday, like in my case, I would do Tuesdays, Thursdays as a fixed thing, because like pretty much a weekday is like the safe time to stream because I don't really have anything going on during a weekday, and then during weekends it's just kind of dependent if I have any free time or not. So it's like no pressure. It's usually a time for me to pick a different time slot compared to my usual. If let's say my usual weekday would be like 10 p.m. So this is my regular 10 p.m. During weekends, I would probably stream maybe like 3 p.m. or something. So I would have a different set of audience, usually on the western side of the globe, I guess. People from like Europe or America tend to be more likely to visit me during those times. I think because it matches more with their like regular schedule or something. But yeah, so I think it's worked out pretty well because I didn't really feel too pressured to like force myself to stream too much. So I could actually like take breaks in between to like play other games or like, well, I mean technically it was supposed to give me time to like make clips and like post social media shorts and all those things, but I never really got around to them. Yeah, anecdote, like Kaveh. Oh, Kaveh. I really miss Kaveh so much. Like my god. Kaveh, Al like the whole lot of them. They're just hilarious, I think. The Sumeru quest before, like that whole competition thing they had was some of the best cutscenes I've ever seen in the game. Like damn. Yeah, yeah, I saw the Yaimiko cutscene. That was also hilarious. But I mean, Yaimiko's always like so peak every time she's on screen because she's just so hilarious. You gotta claim that device from event menu, and then there's 400 primo gems to collect from it, even if you have the yeah. I remember that as well. I got quite a lot, I think, of primo gems from that. Wait, let me see. This is the new gadget thing, right? No, not this one. This one? Yeah, this one. Yeah, almost all actually. Okay, so I am missing a few, probably. I'm not sure actually. It's kind of difficult to tell if I've already maxed out everyone or not. Yeah, this is the confusing part because you actually don't see the history of all the ones that I did before, but those are pretty good. Yeah, one of the I feel like I'm probably missing something. They might be tied to like I think some of these characters are initially tied to like using the alchemy bench. Yeah, like I had to like interact with the alchemy bench for some of these guys to show up. So I don't know, maybe if you go to like different areas, interact with different things, there would be like succeeding stuff here, but they're not like actively on the map. Yeah. No, 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 this is like the last batch, I think. I finished everyone else except for some of the Natland people, so probably in that part. I'm guessing if this is already maxed out, there should be like 6 more scenarios probably. I claimed everything else though. I kind of I would I considered doing it on stream but felt like it was kind of too petty to like bother. So everyone else though. Yeah, because like the thing is like I don't actually know if it's already maxed out or not because I don't actually have like let's say like one of those like grayed out box. Like for example, if say Fremine, they say that there's 3 stories. They should have one that's like, oh, this is the colored one because you already unlocked it, and they should have like part 2 and part 3 underneath with like the padlock symbol, just so you're sure that like okay, I still need to do extra stuff for this character. It's just that I haven't unlocked them yet, right? I suppose if you just do it this way, like so, does this mean I'm done with Fremine or did I just not find the next ones yet? Yeah. Right. Sometimes it's like those little like UI user interface things that doesn't really make sense. I don't know if it's because they thought it was too hassle to like put into the game as an actual mechanic or if they really just felt like it wasn't a necessary thing. It's like for me, one of the things I've learned is that I probably should have taken something like industrial design or whatever because I do like complaining about design elements or usability of things in general. It just became a habit because like even my dad is also he has that kind of like bad habit of like criticizing things very easily because he did take uh industrial design. So pretty much like if he would see a chair and he would just pretty much comment about like the build of the chair, the materials used in it, the shape of it, like how a regular person would use it versus let's say someone who is like not as able-bodied and like how they would use the chair, kind of like that, like those concerns. So yeah, I probably should have taken a similar related field. Anyways, too late for that though. I met Doma in Mondstadt and had party with him and Kaya. They told his mom is in Not Crowded Park. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my god. Toma and Kaya just straight up casually dropping important lore. Even though like they're not around. Like I'm so curious. I really wanna see Toma's mom, but I also have a feeling that they're never actually gonna show Toma's mom just because it would like I don't know, maybe break the feeling or what if they show her but she's like super generic NPC look. Like I'm gonna be so disappointed. Because when you think about it, Kave kept mentioning that his mom after like the whole competition thing like decades ago, like his dad died right in the competition, so eventually later on his mom ended up marrying another dude and moving to Fontaine. And so the entire time when we were doing Fontaine, I kept expecting like, oh my god, when are we finally going to see Kave's mom? Or like, are we gonna have an event when Kave visits Fontaine and then we're going to like see him reconcile with his mom or something like, and it never happened. Like they just straight up forgot that entire plot line. It was like such a waste because that could have been some kind of like mini event, you know? That could have been something. It didn't always have to be like related to the world. It could just be something personal to the characters of the game. Yeah, I mean like girl, I feel like you might as well just trust the doctors anyways, because look how bad your eye bags are and you're like there's a kid dying on your bed, you might as well, you know? Wait, what context am I missing?
蒼月の子はよそ者に月を破壊されたことを教訓として覚えておくべきではないでしょうか。
I speedrun so many world quests in Natlan recently. I'm sure there was at least some lore. Yeah.
答えてくれるはずです。
Man, I mean, Genshin lore is good, but also it's just exhausting sometimes. Like, I think I don't know if it's just like the wording of it or like the general like length of it, but sometimes it becomes very hard to like pay attention to what's going on.
今は議論しておる場合ではないな。
Yeah. It's kind of a waste. So sometimes it's hard to pay attention to when like so many things are going on and like they use really really difficult names that are also hard for me to pronounce on stream. And the harder it is for me to pronounce on stream, the less likely I am going to remember these things. Like apparently there's some really important character here in KRAI that was apparently mentioned back in I think 4.7, and no one really remembered, and obviously I did not remember him anyways, but a lot of people were like, oh my god, I can't believe you guys don't remember this dude. He was like so important to the lore. It's like, but when? Like even people who actually read the lore probably didn't think that he was gonna be that relevant like a year or two later or something like that. I'm still not at Nodcry. I have to do that 5.7 quest and I'll be able to start Nodcry properly. Technically, there is a quick start function, so you don't actually need to force yourself to finish the 5.7 quest just to move on to Nodcry. I think in general, a lot of it's not really like too related anyways. So yeah, so considering there are like special like time gated rewards, it would be okay, I think, if you like started it a little bit earlier. Because like the 5.7 thing is already technically done, like the rewards are already like passed for that, but the current rewards though are still ongoing, so it might be worth it to quick start it instead. Ah, Dying Slave. Oh, I don't know. Actually, all the more the Dying Slave quests are getting kind of worse and worse over time. I think because like Dying Slave just shows up for like such a short period of time that it doesn't really feel relevant most of the time, I guess. It's okay. I feel like it's not very related though, honestly. Like I could probably survive doing the entire Not Cry without ever actually having to do the 5.7 quest. Yeah, although to be fair, it is pretty short. It's much shorter compared to like a standard Archon quest, so wait, what is this? Oh wait, actually okay, never mind. Yeah.
良いか。毎日
Yeah.
観
Well,
察
I guess yeah, there's that. It's not a long quest anyways. It's just an interlude kind of
それで
thing.
症状が和らぐだろう。
Did she just use her own power to heal that girl? Wait, what? You mean you mean to tell me she doesn't actually tell people she can heal?
ラーム様、
What the?
ウィルミナ、どうした？
お食事の支度が整いました。
ああ、
That's it?
毛布をここに持ってこさせる。
Yeah, she just straight up put her daughter on a slab of rock with no blankets, and you wonder why she's not feeling well. Bro, she doesn't even have a pillow. She's just straight up on stone.
大丈夫なのか？オイラたちに手伝えることがあったら遠慮なく言ってくれよ。
お二人の善意に感謝する。だが、カーリナならし、
Judging from what we just saw, that doesn't sound like a long-term solution. But I'm guessing that Lama couldn't say anything else, at least in front of Karina's mother.
案ずることはない。ひとまず夕げを共にしよう。
Yeah, suspicious. Who is this?
すみません。ちょっと考え事をして
But I know this is like her head priest or something like that, so she's probably important.
ラウマ様は英月師として本当に頼もしく、私たちがこうして穏やかに暮らせているのもあの方のおかげです。旅人さん、パイモンさん、私はラウマ様が心配でたまらないのです。
It's hard to say it to her face.
代わりにラウマ様を気にかけていただけないでしょうか。あなたたちを
Yeah, sure, but I think you should just tell her to. Honestly, yeah, please just, get over your emotional constipation and just kind of like solve your own problems. Why do we have to be the middleman? We literally just met Lauma.
かえってプレッシャーを感じ
Bro, do it yourself.
強さに心 心から敬意を抱くのですが。
The main lore guy was Enjo, a random guy appeared at Economia, then comes again at limited event, then he incited an Oron friend, and then last at Mara Jibari quest. There's so much lore in that guy, but most won't know because they will skip Economia and will not be able to play that limited time quest. Yeah, I actually just finished a quest recently. The last survivor of Tenno something something, whatever. That super long name. And it had Enjo in it, which is why the avatar icon that I'm using now is from Enjo. So yeah, that guy's fun. I really like him a lot. His voice is so good. It's like you say like, oh my god, I definitely did betray them. That was one of the best lines ever. So fun. Yeah, I mean these guys are all emotionally constipated. Like, oh, you know, I can't tell her I'll worry about her because I'll make her more worried. Like, no, share the burden. You not telling her that you're worried about her just forces her to like keep everything to herself. She's like, I can't worry the people. Like, that's literally counterproductive to what you want to achieve. Like, but anyways, people are always like this. The high functioning people are not actually high functioning, they're incredibly emotionally constipated as well, and at least there should be no cracks in the ground this time, so I'm not gonna fall through somewhere and like fall into the void like Infinity Castle.
お腹いっぱいだぜ。前にナシャタウンでもらったやつも十分美味しかったけど、蒼月の子にはまだまだ隠されたごちそうがあったんだな。
You know the hilarious thing about Genshin versus Star Rail is that Genshin will tell you, oh, they finished all the food, and then the table's completely full of food. In Star Rail, they're gonna tell you like, oh my god, thank you for all the food, and you don't even see a single plate in sight.
それはよかった。
Oh my god, that pie looks so good. That is huge.
もてなしてくれた側が感謝する必要なんてないぞ。すっごく
See, and she's just sitting there next to us. What the bro? Sit next to Laoma and tell her you care about her or something.
よく食えたもんだな。
Man, who is this asshole? What are you dropping by here for? Just to whine about the food?
さすが野蛮人ってとこか。
さっきナシャタウンで絡んできたファデュイ。
申し訳ない。もしあの恵みがお二人の口に合わなかったのなら、今から夕げを共にせぬか。そなたたちの食べ物に異物が混入していた可能性も
はあ？異物ってなんだよ。
己を文明人と語る者の無礼。
With the bitter snobbery of those who call themselves civilized. Laoma. Oh my god, throwing shade. Throwing shade while being the most polite version of herself.
てめえ。
That quest, he said, he witnessed so much like War of the Dragon and Heavenly Principle, Fallen Civilizations, Venti becoming Archon, Zhongli founding Leah. Yeah, Zhongli founding Leah was like such an insane thing to tell us. It's like, how old are you? That you witnessed all of that. My god. And kind of Mia people rebelling with Oroboshi and stuff when they walked into Marjibari. Just straight up Oro farming. The unfortunate thing that with Enjo is that his NPC design is so shit. It's like the most generic thing ever. Even though it's like, please just upgrade him. Make him like a memorable NPC. Like I don't want him to look like some kind of noob the entire time. Because like if we're gonna see him like for us like maybe I don't know 10 years from now, at least he has to be like some kind of good design. But I guess Hoya kind of sucks in that department. They're very bad at designing memorable NPCs, which I feel like I just said this recently, but yeah, they suck at making like memorable NPCs. Just like from the design, personality wise it's fine, but like design wise it's like no, they're just like super bad at it. You also felt it was not his memory. I bet he will come in endgame. Yeah, I'm curious about that part though. He said like, it's like I witnessed it, but also not really. Don't. I mean, you're seriously gonna fight against a Tabibito? Really? Like, I would suggest you reconsider because you're definitely going to lose. Official business.
上の命令で来た。蒼月の子に。
Or rather, a final ultimatum. You have 3 days to hand over the relic and reveal the whereabouts of your so-called Kutar.
ファデュイはスネージナヤ女皇の領土である。ヒーシ島の操縦を始める。
Wait, what? A sovereign territory, the Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya. Wait, really? I mean, I guess technically Nodkrai is part of Snezhnaya or something?
なんて無礼な。私たち草月の子は代々。
I remember Jet and Tadia from Sumeru, but they're also hospital. Yeah, I know, Jet. Jet looks exactly like every single other NPC in the world. So, honestly, you know the what's her name? The pink one. She was probably the more memorable NPC, honestly, because she actually had a unique design. The one who was like the head of the village or the community thing that Jet was part of that actually tried to kill Jet later on. She was super pretty. Yeah, Bubble. Yeah, that one. I'm not very good at remembering names. Although to be fair, that was like so long ago. That was Sumeru. Like, damn, how many years ago was that? Like more than 2 years ago? I'm guessing like almost 3 years ago by this point. So yeah. So that is slightly better as far as NPC designs go because like that's actually more unique. Like you don't actually see like other pink girls around in Sumeru. I mean Dory doesn't count. Dory's a bitch and she's short. Also, I'm so annoyed that she's in non-cry. Like, why? Like, out of all the NPCs in the world that you could have chosen to be in non-cry, you had to pick. You had to pick Dory. Like, it makes sense lore-wise, but like, damn, she's just so hard to listen to. Her voice actress did such an amazing job in the sense that she made such an annoying character that you, but she's so iconic because the voice acting was so good, but you just don't want to listen to it anyways because it's so difficult to listen to.
頑固な野蛮人どもが。
Oh my god, we are gonna fight. Wait.
掃除大将皆に祝福を。
行くよ。
Wait, this is like the fancy trial version. Let us see. Okay, 90. Okay. Of course it was the E3 version. It's always the E3 version every time during the trial. I don't know why they do that because it's like such a scam. It's a little bit too good, I guess. So I don't know if it makes people feel like it's not a realistic way to build a character or something. At least you didn't have to meet much of Dory in Sumeru, but she come to ruin us in Nodkrai. Oh, that was traumatic. I just kept skipping and skipping because she stutters so much. Like she stutters, which is kind of like more stressful to me than if she actually had like a higher pitched voice. But unfortunately, she has a high pitched voice and she stutters. This is like a combination of like some of the most painful things to listen to.
悪夢よ悪夢よ飛んでいけ。顔が曇ってるぞ。
Okay, there we go. That should be easy enough fight. Man, you guys suck though, I swear. You come in all like guns blazing, charging, and demanding shit, and you can't even like back it up with your actions.
おい、
Run away! Run away!
逃げ足だけは速いやつらだ。
今日は二度もお二人に不快な思いをさせてしまったな。
そんなこと言うなよ。オイラたちもあの上の力を盾に威張ってるやつらが大。
But you know, sometimes I really wish that a lot of the character mechanics would actually apply. Like, imagine standing here and switching to Arlecchino in front of these guys, and they're like, holy shit, the Harbinger's right in front of us, and better run away. Kind of like that. I really wish that would happen sometimes. Like, can we just bully the NPCs into, like, leaving us alone?
あいつら一体何を考えてるんだ？
My current team is Malvika, Shenhe, Sitali, and Skirk for Bonfire. Oh, right. Friendship points. Yeah, I do that too. I always have weird combinations just for friendship points. Is this what Avatar movie feel like? Oh my god. Avatar. I can't believe I actually You know, I actually had, what do you call it, CDs of that movie, the original. They even had like those little paper 3D glasses that came in like the CDs, and that was so long ago. Damn, I feel old. Anyways, I think it's still like one of the highest grossing movies ever. Like,
そなたたちが知りたいことも
yeah,
生物と
it was way ahead of its time. I didn't watch the succeeding ones though. I think people said like the story just generally wasn't good. It was like too long, I think. Like there wasn't really much of a plot for it. I have barely 30 max bond, but 80. Wait, I have 83 at max friendship? Really? Wait, there was that many? I feel like Genshin doesn't have that many characters, does it? Oh my god. I can't really tell anymore.
蒼月の子に手を差し伸べ
Because Genshin doesn't even release that many 4 stars to begin with, so like majority of the pool is just purely 5-star characters. Wow, so many. So many.
そう変えよう見せたいものがある
Wait. Really? That's so weird. 88! Oh my god, I have 88 at max friendship. What the heck? And then as for the current character archives, wait, who am I missing? Wait, this is like the same sort by characters owned. So technically, the only one I could actually get is just Ian-san. So I'm currently missing like 3. I kept debating up until the last minute if I should get Satalia or not. And I was like, we're moving to Nodcry anyways. I feel like a lot of the Natlan mechanics might not be very useful in the future, so I kind of just didn't want to bother anymore. For sure. Klee is cute, but definitely not useful anymore. Unfortunately for Eula, physical has only been meta for the time that she was there, pretty much never again. Which is kind of a waste, you know. Like, I think they even increased the multipliers for things like Superconduct, but they never really went the physical route anymore after that. All of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 characters that I'm missing. Wait, that means there's exactly 100 characters in the game right now? Wait, no, for sure no. Technically, I have 3 that are not max. So 88 plus 3, so that's 90, 91 plus 12. So that's 103 characters, technically speaking. I have Satali, Chiori, Xianyun, Navia, Yaimiko, and Yoimiya. Yeah, majority of the ones that I don't have, you also have. Yeah. It just goes to show people really do have like a wide variety of like characters that they like. Essential phase default. I kind of wish there was a way just to see all like the specific 5-star or 4-star characters. Yeah, anyways. Mecha bosses have increased physical resistance and most new shit is yeah, kind of like Hoyo just nerfed itself because like they just ruined the physical meta for themselves by making all these like weird ass enemies that are like way too strong against physical. So which is kind of waste, honestly. I feel like they could have done a little bit more with the physical thing before like giving it up so quickly. Especially because like Eula was so long ago. She came out what, version 1.5 if I remember correctly? Somewhere around that time, like version 1.4, 1.5, somewhere within that range if I remember correctly. I think she came at the same time or close to, I think, Child's rerun as well as like Rosaria's release after Hu Tao. Yeah, I just remember it's like vaguely after Hu Tao. Because that was like the meta back then. So Hu Tao was the first one, like the vape meta. And then shortly after, it switched very quickly to the Eula meta. And then kind of just died off very quickly as well. You know, new Llama, Dendro Boss Seal crit rate. Oh, I didn't even pay attention to things like that. I don't even know that they have mechanics like that. Oh my god.
ある草月の子の
Mhm.
子孫
Barca's said to be physical and in standard banner, but his banner is too far away for accurate. Like, yeah, I feel like it would be such a loss on Hoya's part if they turned him into a standard character. Just because it's like he's one of the most highly anticipated characters since like version 1. So, I
それが
mean,
予言の中
is that even a good business
新たに
decision?
誕生した月神であると悟りその姿を心に刻む
If you were going to make anyone standard, like, you should pick a Geo character. Like, I don't know, Albedo, because no one even wants to roll for Albedo anymore these days. But he is lore relevant, so it might still be worth it. Just for lore purposes? I don't know. He's not a good character to use, though. He's only useful if you have Zhongli. If you don't have Zhongli, then Albedo's value drops drastically. Mostly because you don't have like the geo-resonance thing, like you know, like when different geo stuff are placed near each other and they kind of release like pulsing waves to like help attack enemies. So Zhongli is central to that function. If you don't have Zhongli, you can't really do that either.
何しろ記録によればクータルはいつも
I feel like I should get water because I'm like super dehydrated right now and my water's like running out. But anyways, in a bit. In Overworld we can kill that boss so fast that his mechanic won't activate it, but in Abyss it's very fast activated. You need to heal your character to max to get your crit rate back, otherwise you will have negative crit rate? What? What? That's a thing? What the fuck? Oh my god, this is like a Kokomi situation? For real? I mean, maybe there are people who were like able to survive that, but like, damn. Also, until now, that's still one of the weirdest things ever. Like, I still don't understand what the point of them was in making Kokomi have like negative crit rate. Like, she's not even a DPS. Like, what is the point in going out of your way to do something completely unnecessary?
私が生まれる前クータルはすでにヒーシ島を離れて
Man, they really went all out with her eyes.
仙人の英月史によると草月のこの欲深さが
それでどこに
彼女の行方を知る者はおらぬしかし数ヶ月前それからすぐファデュイが我々彼ら曰く
Our moon goddess is actually their missing harbinger, Colombina the Damselets. Yeah, that's so crazy to think about. Like, she's like some actual goddess. And she just straight up joined Fatui. Like, imagine, like, how does that even work, you know?
少女だって確かそいつってファリュイ執行官の第3位だよな
Yeah, number 3. Number 3 amongst the Fatui harbingers.
その正体が月神どうしてファリュイなんかに入ってるんだよ
これも私を悩ませ
Yeah, I mean, you're better off just asking Colombina herself. Like, why did you join the Fatui? You're already a goddess. You can probably do whatever you want.
神となるそれにああすまないまた草月のこの歴史に
こうなって
I don't even care about the sacred relic anymore. I'm more curious about Colombina. Like, who cares about the sacred relic? Just give us more lore about Colombina. This is stress, yeah. I got stuck at Abyss today for hours. The last floor, last chamber, still couldn't complete it. We'll wait for better boss. I don't even want to attempt it anymore. I did, like, in general, a lot of these endgame modes are just so, like, frustrating. Sometimes, like, you have to keep... I mean, they're tailoring it specifically for, like, the current meta, so, like, I get it. It's like a logical business decision to do that, but it's also frustrating anyways, because it's like sometimes the buffs are like way too niche that it doesn't really like give value anymore. Like, if not outside of like a few specific characters, the buffs are kind of worthless. So I don't know about this time though, because I didn't actually read the current Spiral Abyss buffs, but like that was the case before. Like, you know, like you're gonna give you a buff, say, oh, you know, if you freeze the enemy, it will deal true damage within a certain area every like 3 seconds or something. Like why would you bring a freeze team if you are dealing with a boss, right? Kind of like that. Or let's say, but only like a specific type of freeze. So if you don't have like the specific freeze team that would trigger these things, and like suddenly you can do, like, for example, let's say if right now they say, oh, you know, lunar charge, and only lunar charge or any lunar reactions are actually like involved, and you don't have Aino, and you don't have Inefa, and you don't have Llama, what are you gonna do? Nothing. Like, that's pretty much it. It's so confusing. Uh, I'm very easy because new meta character. Yeah, but like I don't want to keep pulling for meta characters. I know. Well, sometimes it depends. Like I pulled Inefa because I know that people said he would work well with Flints, and I do plan on getting Flints anyway. So I just want to use him for a really long time. That's why I'm going this route, because I realize in general support characters are way better. Because my mistake with Natlan is that I kept getting so many DPS characters, which was a bad idea. Like Kinish is not a very good DPS. Honestly speaking, like people might argue with me on this, but like no, a lot of Natlan characters were frustrating to use outside of Natlan. Like for example, like oh shit, what's her name? Mulani. Yeah, like Mulani's shark thing, her surfboard thing is the time duration is so short in reality. Like if you don't have the extra flow, just on like if you're just like the places like Spiral Abyss or Imaginarium Theater, the duration is just so short, like drastically shorter than if you were in Overworld. Those are like, really frustrating. Yeah, I just got Inefa and Llama for Flint's sake, but also because Llama's very pretty and she seems strong. I still don't like Inefa's design though, because like her design was like so random. It felt so strange to me that she was designed in that way because she looks nothing like a maid. I still don't know why she has a cape to begin with, because she's not like a superhero. She's like kind of like a butler maid kind of situation. And yeah, it's just like it doesn't feel cohesive in a sense. I don't really know like what the lore is on her actual like design wise, because I mean technically she was made by Aino, and I feel like even Aino has better fashion sense than Inefa. So I'm kind of confused about the whole thing. But you know like how Llama actually like fits in with her environment. It's a little bit, her dress is a little bit too little. But like overall, like she actually like has, you know, like the themes, like the colors, the general vibe is like very ethereal, kind of like that. So it looks nice. But Inefa's doesn't. It just doesn't look good. I think, especially like the colors and the cape just feels so strange to me. 100% electro charge, a 75% lunar charge buff, second half 200% bloom, and 150% lunar bloom. Okay, those are some huge buffs. So like again, it's like if you don't have any of the current characters, what are you gonna do? I don't know. Anyways, using Sealan and Movika's skill to travel everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. Even for me, I mean, it's okay. It's good. But like, again, once you're outside Natlan, a lot of the usefulness of a character just drops down super quickly. Your honesty is a sign of your trust both in me and the Frostmoon Science. But like, but how do you know that we're telling you the truth in the first place? We could be lying. Who knows? I mean... Our people revere the moon marrow as a sacred relic. I'm only permitted to retrieve it from the secret chamber in which it is hidden once a year on Moon Prayer Night? Once a year? I mean, if you know where it is, like, why is that a big deal? You could literally just yoink it out of the place. 2 months? Oh my god, 2 months from now. On the night when the moon is closest to the Tevat, this is also when KRAI's Kuvaki reaches its peak. Only then can the seal in the secret chamber be lifted. I feel like you could probably brute force it. You know, like one of the things is like if you can't break the door, just break the wall next to the door. That usually works, you know? Because people tend to put so much emphasis on the doors and then they reinforce the doors, but they don't actually reinforce like the walls next to the doors, which is apparently a technique that has been used a lot by thieves. So I'm not teaching you guys to commit crime, just saying, but like, just saying, sometimes if you are accidentally trapped in a room or something bad really happens, you could probably just break through the wall. It's like, assuming it's not concrete, if it's just like very basic like drywall or whatever, it could probably be very hollow. A lot of modern day construction is actually not considered very good. So you could probably punch through it. You know, like how there's always that kind of joke, like if you're like people who are drunk just kind of like stumble about the place and they'll just like smack into a wall and just like literally just fall through a hole in the wall kind of situation. So yeah, that might actually happen.
今日などくらいについたばっ
Uh,
かなのに
getting trapped by the meta for sure. Always the meta. Thankfully, I mean Genshin is still drastically more forgiving with the meta compared to Star Rail at least. I don't even know what I want to do with Star Rail at this point. I'm trying to skip as many characters as I can, if only because I don't want to keep forcing myself to roll for characters I don't really like that much anyways.
もし家族を
But man, the recent MOC 12 was such a pain. Like, damn. I did so bad at it. I think up to 11 it was fine. It was like pretty easy, but like MO 12, I don't know what to
こん
do.
なことを聞いてしまったな
I still haven't done enough research on like actual like mechanics as well. Like I kind of forgot how to fight Lygus. I initially brought over like a erudition team just so I was thinking like, oh, maybe they could clear out the mobs faster. But then it doesn't really seem to work that well. So I tried bringing Finon along, but Finon also worked drastically worse against Lygus, so that was probably not a good idea. Although, I mean, most people tend to use Finon to complete the second half, so I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm doing it in auto mode, so it's not like as efficient. Door is easier to break and easier and cheap to fix. It depends though. Like, if it's just like a regular door, that's probably the case. But you know how sometimes, like for example, if you're in a heavily guarded place, people tend to reinforce the doors first, and then they forget about the like the nearby walls. And this is kind of a joke. I think there was this moral and a joke on like how poor quality a lot of, let's say, American infrastructure tends to be. So someone was talking about like how they kind of just stole a bunch of stuff because like they, instead of like forcing themselves to go through the door, which is like heavily guarded and like heavily reinforced, they literally just cut a hole in the wall and just like pass through there. People didn't even notice because they expected the thief to go through the front door. But like, if you were a thief, why would you go through the front door? That's literally the hardest area to go through. I want to roll. I have so few characters, but I have not much jade for jades. I need to clear endgame. For endgame, I need more jade. Yeah, it's like a chicken and egg cycle. Like, the endgame content gives you the most amount of jades, probably. That's like relatively
今夜は
value-wise, but it's so hard. I think the closest for an average player is typically up until like 11, like MOC 11 is still very, very much doable because the power spike between 11 and 12 is like the same as in Spiral Abyss. Like, majority of people can clear floor 11 easily, but floor 12 is just a whole other ballpark. It's just like way too difficult in comparison.
いつでもそこに来てくれ
Hmm.
そこまで送ろう
You need me to show you the way back. I mean, probably we'll just use our mini map to figure it out. Or the quest marker. MOC only did till 9 today. Yeah, that's good. That's pretty okay already. Thankfully, because a lot of the lower tier rewards had to get unlocked automatically, so that was such a nice function. Because I remember in the early days, we actually had to do everything manually. You have to go through MOC 1, 2, 3. It's like, bro, who has the time to go through all of that easy peasy levels anyway? It's like don't even bother.
なあどう思う随分いろんなことがあった
Yeah,
け
so
ど
many things happened today. Like, bro, we hadn't even had time to like rest properly. A lot of threads to unravel and even more conflicts to resolve. Unfortunately for you, Tabibito, as soon as you go anywhere, you are destined to solve everyone else's problems.
でもお前の宇宙船の手がかりは手に入りそうだな期月の夜をおいらもう眠すぎてダメだもし飛べなくなったらおぶってくれ
Lumine, my little sister, I wonder what you're doing right. Why do you have to be so specific? For floor 10, I need Pyro character. I can get Castoris to clear first part, but she needs Gallagher. Second part, I need Pyro with Xiao Xiao, and Gallagher can clear with Akron, but then Castoris can't clear. What's floor 10 about? Pyro characters. Can't really wait. I will try to remember what I did in those specific stages. But yeah, this is why having like such few characters is difficult. Mostly just for like the element purposes. This is why I really appreciate characters like Anaxa and Silver Wolf, who can just implant weaknesses. Because that was such a game changer in the early days. Especially like precisely because you had like such a small roster of characters that like having those multi-purpose ones helps so much. Also, it's hilarious that the waypoint is so near like Catherine's table now. Pyro DPS. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't use a Pyro DPS there though. It's like there aren't really much good Pyro DPSs to begin with. Yeah, Firefly doesn't count. I did not even bring Lingsha either. As far as sustain units go, I don't really feel like Lingsha is suited for content like MOC, kind of. Like, because she kind of works it when you drag out the battle, but you can't drag out the battle when it comes to MOC, so yeah. Lots of struggles to worry about. All the chests. Where am I going? Wait, where's the path? I feel like I'm lost. I am lost. Where is this? Where the fuck am I going? Why is this suspicious in here? What is this area? Oh my god. We're gonna ignore that for now. I don't want to talk to suspicious people. I don't have the patience for it either. Wait. Okay. Okay, wait. I'm so confused. Maybe this waypoint would be easier to navigate from. I have Electro Acheron, Herda Ice, Wind, Facial, and Saber, Castoris, and Tribi, Archer, Quantum, Belts and Sunday for Imaginary, Xiaoto, and Gallagher for Pyro. Xiaoto's definitely good though. Okay, if that's the case, I probably did use Xiaoto and Acheron, as well as like, well, Pella would probably be fine. She's still a really good character, although I haven't used her in a while because I changed over to Silver Wolf, and I'm lost. Return to the flagship to rest. What is the flagship means? I also have beautiful Aglaya for blessing her eyes. Yeah. Yeah, the damage wise is tough. I think characters like her just definitely rely a lot on their support characters, and if you don't have like the ideal support team, you're definitely gonna have a hard time. Where are we going? Oh my god, where are we? Here, okay. Here. Oh? Joke, it's not here, wait. It's downstairs. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so convoluted. Bro, let us go. Let us go. This is like the Sumeru tree all over again. Fuck that academia tree. Like, who designed that place anyways? Is Lynx a good healer to build? No. Unfortunately, no. You know, I only built her for Blade, and even then she was like so mediocre. You're better off building newer sustains. We are getting Danheng for free, so I would definitely recommend building him first, probably, because like, I don't really know how useful he's gonna be, but he's definitely more useful than characters like Natasha or Lynx anyways. Well, I mean, Dragon Junmei still uses Jeopard, but even me, I wouldn't really recommend using anyone from like the early versions at all. I think as far as sustain units go, who else would be good? Locha is still kind of decent enough, mostly because he's so skill point friendly, so that helps a lot. Adventurine, as usual, I will never not recommend Adventurine. But yeah, I'm also farming for Dantheng right now. I know he's free, so that helps a lot. We do get materials up until level 60, but it's kind of hard for me to... I don't really want to reverse calculate everything, so... But then again, I actually didn't watch the live stream, so I don't really have much of an idea of like how he works so far. Fushen, I don't know about Fushen though, unfortunately. I just didn't really like her style because she absorbs all the damage instead of like blocking. I mean, with the shield and all that. It's a little bit tricky. Because especially like one of her more useful mechanics is that like at every wave she will heal part of her HP, but like for example in MOC 12, like you're only gonna get like technically one wave, the in between from like moving from the first to the second. So you don't really get to benefit from a lot of her niche like abilities. The Fatui, they seem to be conducting some kind of research on the ancient moon's remnants, and now they're after the Frost Moon Science Sacred Moon Marrow. And then there's the damselette, Kutar, the Moonborn. Why did she leave the Frost Moon Science in the first place? And why did she then abandon the Fatui? Lama mentioned... Wait, I didn't get to read it. Lama mentioned family. Lumi, what happened to our spaceship back then? Why did we land in Teyvat? I got 5-star LC from Standard Banner today. Oh, congrats! That's always a good thing to hear. look at look at our judgy face. They're so mad at Paimon right now. Ah, I envy Paimon sometimes. She really can't fall asleep anywhere. I wish. I end up sleeping so late every single day. It's like it's definitely wrecking my health for sure. I want to go and leave so badly. I just wanna take a full day off just to like do nothing. But at the same time, I know I'm gonna regret it anyways because I'm not gonna enjoy it as much as I would like to. The Huntlet's LC of Ice Sword guy, I gave it to Archer. I don't actually remember what it does though, but I just remember having this vague impression it was not that good of a light cone, but I guess this is early. It is a 5-star light cone, so it's still probably better than most of the light cones, I think. But yeah, I usually just search Pride and then see like what recommendations they have anyways, because that's the easiest way for me. I don't know why. I'm honestly surprised. Apparently, a lot of people don't like the Priden website. They keep saying like it's inaccurate. It's just about the meta, but like isn't that the entire point? Like the current ratings that Priden gives is always related to like the current meta. So I don't know why people are like complaining about it because like obviously like new characters are always going to cater to like the new meta. That's literally the entire point of it. Otherwise, what would incentivize people to like get new characters if not for like the related game mechanics, right? I just give 36 CD, and if crit hit misses, it gives 32 crit. First passive is useful. The second one, sometimes I think you might accidentally have too much crit if that's the case, but at the same time, you still need a lot of crit because it's like such a wasted DPS if you don't. I don't know. So many things to consider. I just really wish they would have like lessened the amount of stats when it comes to relics or whatever. It makes the RNGs just a little bit too bad sometimes. You know the whole what do you call that? The whole new mechanic about wait, is this stream okay? The whole new mechanic about Genshin revealing the 4th substat in artifact rolls was such a game changer. Like, I cleared out so many artifacts just the other day because I could finally decide, like, okay, I don't need to actually upgrade this anymore. I know that the 4th stat is gonna be garbage. So the general rule, if for sure, like, if there are 3 useless stats, 100% sure we'll just delete that thing. We'll just pretty much salvage it because like I don't want to waste 3 useless stats. Although if there's 2 useless stats, I might still consider it depending on how the first few rolls go. If like too much rolls go unnecessarily into the useless stats, and then I will just like trash the whole thing. But
花確か君が現れ
yeah, oh my god, you know, they should have voiced all the other lines because we talked so much already and yet like they don't actually voice it. Like please just voice them more. It's such a waste to get such a popular voice actor and not actually take advantage of them. Best thing happened in Genshin recently. If KRAI misses Wheeler, yeah, pretty much. Gotta make every hit count. But yeah, the fourth substat thing is such a game changer. I love that function so much. Because like pretty much I really hate going through artifacts or relics or in general just to like salvage them because it's like an insane waste of time. But like bro, this update just made it so much easier. Like thank god I don't have to think about it as much anymore. What are these icy pebbles for anyways? I know it's not materials for flints, that's for sure. The singing's getting closer, but it sounds a little melancholy. What's singing? Are you guys hearing any singing? Because I'm definitely not hearing any singing. Oh my god, oh it's 2 hours already. Okay, I didn't realize that. Well, actually, after this, we should probably find someone to raid as well. I don't know if you guys have any suggestions on people you would like to raid. And then feel free to let me know. We just veered off into a super strange direction. There's nothing here. Here we go. Oh wow. Wait. I feel like if I go down, that's going to take like a really long time. So it's probably best that I just do that in the next stream. Yeah, just to like give us like a clear definition of like a start ending point for tonight. We can't copy this feature because it needs special currency to reveal substats. All of them. All substats are hidden in one. That makes me... What? Wait, that's so insane though. How does that make sense? Oh my god, the ads are gonna be starting soon. So okay, definitely. Wait, no, the ads are starting right now. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna chat for a bit in the meantime. That's the case because like, otherwise it's like we're just gonna be like waiting and waiting for the ads to finish. I don't really want to do that. Check your dailies and constellation progress. Oh, I know. Wait, we also have to consider giving Aino something. I kind of forgot what she does though. Oh, kind of the one that wastes these materials though. A lot of these are stuff I need for like for Llama right now, so we might just leave it for a bit. As for talents, wait, what does this do? Okay, she deals damage. I think there's a lot of relics, artifacts you can actually use with this anyways. It's like an off-field support character if I understood this correctly, but it's not tied to her elemental skill, or is it? Yeah, I feel like it's not tied to her elemental skill, so what can you use if that's the case? What is this? Energy recharge. Oh, this is the new set! Right. I actually haven't farmed any of this at all, so maybe in the future? Anyways, I think, well, to be fair, Aino's not very, like, useful right now. We could just put her in the teapot. I did forget that as well. I didn't actually expect to get Aino so quickly. Wait, can we just... Yeah, we'll just cancel the navigation for now. Wait, what? I'm stuck? Okay, you know, it's fine, it's fine. Technically speaking, we don't really need to put Aino in the teapot right now anyways. It's gonna be fine. I'm farming this set in case I get llama too. What am I think I'm not even using that on llama actually. I'm using deep wood, which is probably not the best option. Definitely could be better. Yeah, this one definitely should be like EM, but But look at that, it just kind of went all into EM anyway, so I don't know. Yeah, 3 times into EM. It's actually not the best, but like all things considered, this was like 3 useless stats. So this is the like nowadays this is not the kind of artifact that I would keep for sure. So yeah, close focus story mode and so, oh yeah, okay, it should be unstuck then if that's the case. Well yeah, it should be. Wait, I can't believe the shortcuts didn't work again. It's so tricky sometimes. I already did like set it to like the just chatting mode, but it's still not working. Why is it not working? I'm so confused right now. Why are none of my shortcuts working? Okay, anyways, I will figure it out for next time. For now, let's see if we can find someone to raid. Okay, because we should be ending the stream soon. It's already like midnight for me, and then I'm like, not sleepy exactly, but I am like my throat is kind of like getting super rough right now. Cat girl, so cute though. I seen this one. 18 plus. Oh, can I wait some? This is. Yeah, I guess this should be fine. Could probably do this one. Plus 20. Yeah, her art style looks pretty nice though. I think we could probably consider. Oh wait, no, this is a followers only chat. Wait, I don't like followers only chats though. That's incredibly tricky. Similar or smaller size. Wait, same category. I'm so confused. You know what? Never mind. We'll just find one manually, I think. But yeah. In general, I just really think it's not a good idea to have like a followers only chat because I'm not going to follow people just to like chat for a bit. That seems kind of not very smart. Anyways. Okay, this one seems fine. Her model looks quite pretty as well. So I don't just as a disclaimer, I don't really know anything about this streamer, but it should be fine. Oh, I didn't realize there were like mellow scenes. So I think this is probably like the new event, so it probably shouldn't be too spoilery. But anyways, you know, thank you again to everyone who joined today's stream. I hope you had a great time. It's a little bit late than usual, but you know, thank you again for all the new followers that we had recently. I really appreciate you guys. But yeah, I hope you can join me again on the next stream. We'll be considering the wait, actually, I lost my lost my sense of thought. Yeah, considering all the problems we've been having when it comes to all the stream shortcuts. But yeah, next stream should be on Thursday, same time as usual, 10 p.m. UTC plus 8. Feel free to join the Discord if you want to get like announcements on when the next stream is, or you know, just in general to like chat with the community and all that. We're a small group, but it's fun. I like posting things. I probably post too much things every day, but it's okay. It's fine. Okay, so let's just find someone to raid. Okay, wait, they're oh no, wait, they're on a break right now. It's not a good idea to raid someone while they're on a break. Okay, there's someone else. Okay, you know, it's fine. We'll just raid someone else. It's okay. I don't really know any of these people. So again, it's a general disclaimer. I don't know, but I hope you find these guys interesting as well. And there might be spoilers for the Archon quest, so please enter with caution and all that. They're a little bit farther along than where I am. But yeah, you know. Okay, that should be starting in a few minutes. So have a great rest of the day, everyone. Hope to see you in the next stream, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye for now.